Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? The beans have been finished. I've planted everything, I've returned all of the big bud equipment, and this week we are going to get back to normal. Now, we did originally start out with $35,000 before we started the big bud sort of look at investigation type episodes, and I thought that, you know, spending around about $10,000 to get all of these fields planted, and it's moved on a stage for most of it. But yeah, I thought that 10 grand would be, you know, it seemed about right for getting all of those fields planted. So I've set the money to roughly 25,000, and we've done pretty much everything that we want to do for a little while. So that's why the time is currently on 60 times speed, just so that we can sort of hurry things along a little bit and get to the next bit. There's a few things that I would like to get done this week. We've got straw that we want to sell. Before we do any of that, though, I want to take a look in here. I want to drive around the steep field over there. I'd really like to do something here. We've got straw that we want to sell. I got some ploughing that I wanted to do in the middle of field 1. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to do that. And then we've got silage to make. We were going to do some grass silage, and I've been having a look and thinking about how we're going to do that. Right, what's going on here? It does appear that we've got a bit of a invisible wall that we're up against in going into this. Oh no! Well, tell me we can't actually get in here. Yeah, we do appear to have an invisible wall on this field. If there's no other gate in this field, that is going to be absolutely heartbreaking, because this field is the steepest field in this game, by the look of it, and I would genuinely love to be able to get through there. I can sort of get through. Maybe if we take a run up. Maybe we can do it like that. We might end up having to reset our vehicle here. Nope, that's definitely not going through that gateway. It's not happening, is it? Oh, that's a real shame. That is an absolute shame. It doesn't look like there's any other gate in there either. Well, looks like we won't be doing anything to that field. Never mind. I might actually be able to do something. I suppose if I could get a couple of ramps and place them down, maybe I could get over the invisible barrier. Not quite sure. I'll have to have a look at that another time. We won't worry about it now. So anyway, we won't be mowing that field there, or at least not anytime soon. Yeah, I've got the mowing to do so we can make the grass silage. And what we're going to do is mow the fields and rake them up. And then probably next week we'll be leasing a forager. I'm not sure which one yet, whether we'll do one of the ones that already that we've already got available, or if we, yeah, you can see right here with the skid marks. I was trying to turn too sharp. Just ignore that. Just pretend that you didn't see that. Probably best. Probably best if we just just drift right on by that little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do the mowing, and we'll take a look at the foragers that we've got. I don't know if we'll use one of those or if we'll try and find a different one to bring in just to sort of finish it off. Haven't quite decided on that one yet. We've also got to decide what silage trailers we're going to use, and this is bringing me on to this week's question. So what I'll do is I'll come down here. We've got those bales there that are already gathered up into stacks. I've got more bales up in field 2 that are ready to collect. I haven't put them up into stacks yet, but I've already baled all of those. I didn't think that we needed to see any more baling just yet, as we've done loads of baling already. And the tractors and everything, that's all parked up there. The combine is parked up there as well. That is ready and waiting to start doing that field there, which isn't ready yet, but hopefully it will be in the morning. So let's go back to our house, because we're going to need to stop for the night. And while we're driving back, my question that I asked you all last week was, which plough did you want me to get? Did you want me to get the Jimper, the Lemkin, or the Amazon? And the Amazon K-Ron 200 was that one. The Lemkin Titan 11 4.9 meter was that one. That one there is 3 meters. Or it was the Jimper 4.8 meters there. Now, this was quite interesting. I had 3,726 people answer that question. That's a lot of people answering that question. The first day, by far the most people went for the Jimper. And I thought, right, okay, so we're going to be using the Jimper on this map, and you probably remember one of the episodes last week, I just tested it and I said that you can get through the gateways, but you can't quite get through the gateways. It just sort of rides up over the top. But anyway, after that, the Lemkin started to dominate the results of the question. And it's turned out that the Amazon has had a total of 185 votes. Not very many, considering we had 3,700 people vote for this one. So yeah, we had 185 votes for the Amazon. I had 1,726 votes for the Jimper, and 1,813 votes for the Lemkin. So it wasn't quite as close as the Man TGS vote that we had. And I gotta be honest, I genuinely can't remember which truck it was that won. Well, I think it was that one, wasn't it? I think that the modded one didn't quite win, and so we've gone for that one. But it might be the other way around. I can't remember. So you just remind me in the comment section which of the trucks was the actual winner, because I genuinely can't remember. I will go and double check. I will go back and look at the video and just double check which one it was that did actually win that. But yeah, it wasn't quite as close as that vote, but we are going to be getting the Lemkin plough. That is the one that has won it by less than 100 votes. This one right here. So there we go. That is the Lemkin Titan 11 9-furrow reversible plough. We'll be using that one here on this farm. We're going to attempt to plough up the bit in the middle of field 1. Not quite sure when we'll do that yet. We've got wool that we need to sell from the sheep, and so far, I didn't mean to do that, I want to do this. So far, I've not actually noticed the wool being a good price, although it may come up now, starting to tick upwards. We've got 4 pallets up there, I think, at the moment. Water is getting low, so we're going to need to do something to the sheep fairly soon. We're up to 250 sheep, or we will be very shortly. And we're aiming for 500 sheep up there. So, I mean, we might actually reach 500 without too much trouble. We will have to see. But anyway, I will see you in the morning. It's getting late now. I will see you in the morning. We've got straw to collect and sell, and then we want to do a bit of just generally carting some water around for the sheep. And in the morning, I will also tell you my new weekly question. It's a fine sunny morning. We have a field of wheat standing before us, ready to cut. And so we're going to set this one going. I'm not going to spend a lot of time sort of following this one round, and I will probably bale up this field off screen, or at least do a lot of it off screen. Our wool situation, we've got almost $7,000 for wool at the moment, so I think we're going to sell the pallets that we've got. We've also got a load of wheat, but the price isn't that great for wheat at the moment, so we'll hang on to that. The others we're not going to worry about. Remember, these actually show 4 times more than what we've actually got in the silos because of a little bug with the map. But that's not really going to affect us too badly. Now, I can't remember how we... Does it actually say on here? Yeah, left shift and H is the helper setting. So, left shift and H brings that one up like that. And I think it's left control and H brings this one up here. So what I want to do is I want to change the AI to just moving in a circle. The AI vehicle is on, and I want to be moving that way round to the left so that the auger is on the outside. And I can start the combine up, get it over into the field, and yes, we will keep... I was thinking about just chopping the straw in this field, but I don't think we will, because the straw is worth a bit of money, and any money is going to help us, really. So if I just move it to there and then press H, it will now calculate the size of this field, and as soon as it's done, it will start going in. And it should, because the AI helper is really good with the combine. It does struggle a bit sometimes with the tractors and that, but the combine itself, it works really well with. So we'll leave that one going, and it should, I hope, work just fine with it like that. What we're going to do, I think that we... Oh, first of all, my weekly question. We can watch this one while we do the weekly question. Actually, you know, what we'll do is run back up here, and we're going to get a tractor to go on a trailer. You know what? I'm going to have to just tab through them so that we can do this a little bit quicker, because I want to keep things moving. We'll use this tractor. We'll get the trailer onto this tractor. We'll get that one over to the field, and then that one can ferry the grain from the combine just back to the top of the hill so that it can go into the storage. I need to press B to fold that one away. We'll stick this one over in the field over there so that it is ready to use. as and when we want it. My weekly question for this week... Oh, no, I've got it on miles per hour still. I'm not supposed to have it on miles per hour. This is New Zealand. We are metric in New Zealand, so we need kilometres. There we go. Right. My weekly question for this week is, which silage trailer do you want me to use when we come to doing our silage next week? We're going to do the mowing and the raking and everything, get it ready this week, and then we'll get a forager in next week and use a silage trailer in order to move the grass from the field over to the clamp. And the options for your silage trailers are as follows. Let's go into here, move up through. Right, we start off, we have the Broughan, I think it's Broughan, not... Yeah, I'm sure it's pronounced Broughan. Broughan, 18 foot, there's a 28,000 litre silage trailer. It's got the high sides and everything. I'm trying to pick out ones that look like a traditional silage trailer for what I'm used to. I think that it generally follows that they're kind of quite like that in New Zealand as well. I realise different parts of the world do use different ones. You've got monster ones like this. No, I'm not using that one. So this one here is a Broughan 28,000 litre trailer. Then we have, what was the next one? We have the Fortuna FTM. That is 33,000 litre silage trailer. And we move on a little bit further. We have the, now I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's just Kaweco. I think it's Kaweco. Someone spell it out, if I'm getting this completely wrong, spell it out phonetically in the comment section and I'll make sure that I get it right next time. It probably won't be tomorrow's episode, it'll probably be Saturday's episode before I actually see the comments, just a word of warning. But anyway, that's a 32,000 litre trailer as well. So, yeah, so far we have a 28,000 litre Broughan trailer there. We've got the Fortuna 33,000 litre trailer. We've got the Kaweco 32,000 litre trailer. And we've got the ACE10 Marston Silage trailer. This one's only 20,000 litres, but this one's a lot more similar to the actual silage trailers that I've used in the past. It looks far more like it than any other trailer that I see. And finally, the last one is this 36,000 litre. I think this is Veenhuis. I think it's Veenhuis rather than Veenhuis, but yeah, I think it's Veenhuis. This is a 36,000 litre trailer. Whichever one we get, we will lease just for the duration of the silage harvest, and then we'll return it along with the forager itself. So yeah, we've got the Veenhuis, 36,000 litre. We've got the blue Marston ACE10 20,000 litre silage trailer. We've got the Kaweco Radium 50 32,000 litre silage trailer. The Fortuna FTM 33,000 litre, and finally the Broughan 18 foot 28,000 litre. So you've got a selection of silage trailers there to pick from. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. It's your vote, it's your game. Right, Helper I has a full grain tank and he's down there. I'm probably going to struggle to squeeze the trailer in alongside that one. As soon as we have unloaded that combine down there, I'm going to just park this one up here. So that one is then ready to use. As soon as we have unloaded that silage trailer, we're going to get the big tractor right there that is currently on the baler, and we're going to take that one up to the sheep. We need to put water in for the sheep. They're only on 6%. We've got wool up there that we want to sell, which we will use the auto-load trailer for. Then we'll bring the auto-load trailer down here. I was thinking of getting a second one for moving the straw, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just stick with the one trailer, and we will start dragging some of that straw back. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We will start dragging some of that straw over here in order to sell it at the barn. We're going to take one full trailer load up to where the cattle will be located, although they're not actually located there yet. So that's sort of, it's just laying in a bit of groundwork, a bit of preparation work ready for when we do get the cattle up there. But obviously they're not there yet. So we've got quite a few things that we want to get done. Let's just whiz down through here. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit beside that combine. I think I'm going to have to shunt it out the way so that I can squeeze this trailer in. But you've seen this a lot before, so I will empty this one out and then I will meet you on the road up to the sheep so that we can start working on those up there. The combine is very busy down in the field. I thought what we'd do first is we would do the water up here. Now, I have been told that there's those there water troughs in the field and water supply points, and there's a couple of them in different fields. So we're going to try and see if we can fill up our tanker from one of those so that we can then go and pour a load of water in for the sheep. Don't know if this is going to work or not, but hopefully it will. So let's just come back up here. We've got at least 4 pallets of wool to sell now. Driving a little bit crazy there. I've got 11,000 litres of water in the tanker already. Yeah, I still want to just see if we can get water out of this one. It'll be quite interesting little exercise to see if we can do that. And yeah, I know that we've got this IT runner trailer here with a water tanker on it. I'm deliberately not offering the silage trailer that goes with the IT runner because it's so much bigger than all the rest of them. I didn't want to skew the results. I've tried to keep... I know that there are a couple that are a fair bit smaller than the rest, but I have tried to keep the... Right, it doesn't look like it's going to fill from there unless I've got to go around the other side. So yeah, I did try to keep the trailers a similar size so that it is so the result doesn't come out, you know, obviously one or the other for the size of the trailer. And yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work. I know that there is one that is, you know, it's a bit bigger than all the rest, but I'm hoping that it's not enough. I'm hoping that kind of, because it's only like 1,000 litres or a couple thousand litres in it, it's not going to severely impact the results of this question. I'd like people to vote based on the appearance of the trailer, that sort of thing. I think that would sort of, it'd help it to keep it a little bit more accurate, I feel. But anyway, that's just my personal preference on this one. Doesn't appear that we can fill from there. Is there another water point that we could fill from, or are we going to be filling, having to go right down to the river? Oh, we got 5 and a bit pallets there. Good, almost 5.5 pallets. Now, someone did say that we can actually fill from this side. You just got to get quite close to the water trough, and maybe I was doing it wrong. So, because last time we ended up having to fill from the pallet side. So let me go right over the top like that. Well, I'm not getting a trigger. Oh, you really do have to go right over the water trough to fill it. It's not great, but at least we can do it from this side. So so long as we know that we can do it from this side, we're okay with that. And emptied out that one completely. How much have we got then, as far as water is concerned? Right, I think we'll be okay with that. I'm going to have a little look around and look at the look at the mess. It's saying cleanliness at 50%. Look at the grass that is stuck out in front. We're going to need to do something about that. Well, I think what we're going to have to do is get like a I don't know about bringing the skid steer up here. I don't know about getting... Oh, I suppose we could just run the tractor up here every now and then, the Lindner with a bucket on the front, and use that to do it. That might be the way to do it, I think. Probably the best approach is we get the Lindner up here every so often, and we'll just pick up that grass, because that's a huge mountain of grass that is in front of the trough. So we'll keep that in mind. At the moment, it's on 50% cleanliness, so it's not too bad at the moment. Even though it looks, I think it looks worse than it is. That's what the situation is with that one. It just looks worse than it is. And now we want to get this trailer on here, and then I've got to test my reversing skills with the dolly on, which again is never very easy. This is a very difficult trailer to reverse, especially this one compared to the other one that is by TSM Modding, because it's a shorter trailer. And being a shorter trailer, it does make it more difficult to reverse than a long one. The longer you've got between pivot points, the easier it is to reverse a trailer. Always the case. Going forward is not necessarily always easier, because you've got to have such a wider swing when you're swinging out round on something. But certainly going backwards, so long as you've got the room to do it, obviously, it's easier if you've got more. It's leverage on the pivot points, basically. The more you've got, the easier it becomes. And right, if I can try and keep this reasonably straight. It's so difficult to get this just right. It really is. There's probably people watching who do this on a daily basis in real life and are just sniggering at how difficult I make this look. You know, just butchering this. I've never really used a turntable trailer in real life, so it's not something it's not a skill I've ever needed to acquire. The only trailers I've ever backed up have just been a standard trailer without the additional pivot point. So I can do those really easily, but backing one of these is considerably more difficult for me. And yet I've seen videos of people doing it so easy, and seriously, they make it look so simple. And just like child's play, it really does look that ridiculously easy, as though a child could do it. And yet when I get onto the actual tractor, I sit down, I give it a go, I do this. It goes all over the place. Right, we want to change to that one, and we don't want HD bales, our pallets, that'll do. Right, and we press X to put it into loading position. And now if I start backing around the corner there, that's not quite right. So I'm going to try and straighten this out a little bit. So now if I swivel that way, because it's going down into a dip as well, it's also making it quite difficult. But I've got them all. I've got them. That's what counts. Let's just... Ooh, no! Oh, I got all the way around there without really smacking anything up. And then as soon as I start pulling forward, I go straight into the side of the barn. This is really not the way to do things. Right. We'll stop there. And you press X again to stop unloading, and then we press Y to unload straight onto the trailer. There we go. And now I want to press L to strap it down. Right. Strapped on. We've got our 6 pallets of wool. Now we can finally head back and we can see if we can sell these. So to speed things up a bit, because we are running out of time a little bit, and I want to get started on selling some straw today, I will meet you in town so that we can start selling these. Right, where's the person that always jumps out in front of us as we come into town? He's a little bit late today. Never mind. There's always someone there that jumps right out in front of you as you approach the town. I've noticed it's just kind of something that happens with this game, or with this map anyway. Now, in theory, we shouldn't even need to unload. We should just be able to drive straight over the top of the unload point. I will take the straps off. Well, they don't actually even need to do that. You can just do it straight over the top, and they should unload. They don't always... Right, these are unloading. Look at the money rolling in. How much are we getting? How much are we getting? 1, 2, 3 there, and we are getting 6,900, so essentially 7,000 per 1,000 litres. And you do get quite a bit. It's 2,000 litres in a pallet, so we're getting around about $14,000 per pallet is what we're getting from this. And we had 5 full pallets and a little part pallet, so the 5 full pallets ought to get us 70 grand, and then a little bit extra. It's not bad. That's not going to be bad. Still got 2 pallets to sell. I think we're going to do alright out of this. After we've sold all of this, we want to get the trailer back to those stacks of bales that we've got, and we can start selling some of those stacks of bales. We will keep 1 trailer full for the cattle. I don't know how much we're actually going to be able to sell today. Right, $79,760 for wool. That is a phenomenal amount of money. And we are actually, because I think I said it was either 250 or 300 sheep that we would again offer the question up. Do we continue on to 500 sheep before we start getting cows, or do we, change our minds and start doing cows and sheep and sort of doing them kind of in equal numbers so that we can start working on some cattle as well? So probably that will end up being next week's question about the sheep. So I'd like to hear your opinions on the sheep. You can get in a little bit early and start talking about them. It's just you won't be voting on them until next week. And of course this week we've got our silage trailers. So the amount of grass that we're going to want to cut, I said that we would do field 6, and we would probably do field... Was it field 6? No, hang on. We'd do field 7 and field 8. And we'll probably do field 12 as well, because it was just grass that won the vote. So, I mean, and I would have liked to have done field 25, the really steep one. I will have a look and see if there is a way that we can sort of deal with that great big lump that's right. There's just an invisible line in the doorway there. The doorway and the gateway. So we will see if we can deal with that so that it doesn't present too much of an issue for us. Because it would be pretty cool if we could go and do field 25 as well. nice and steep, and I think steep fields are always a bit more of a challenge. I'm going to empty the combine a second, and then we'll come back over here to do a load of straw. Right, we should have just enough time to load up one load of straw, take it up and sell it. And I really am thinking that maybe we should consider leasing a second trailer, because we're not going to carry very much with this trailer. Before I do this, my weekly question, because we're starting to run out of time now, my weekly question is, which silage trailer do you want me to use next week when we're doing our silage? Do you want me to use the Broughan 18-foot, 28,000 litre trailer? Do you want me to use the Fortuna 33,000 litre trailer, the 200-6.0? Do you want me to use, where is it there, the Kaweco Radium 50 is a 32,000 litre trailer? And I will just say that this is one of my personal favourites because it's got the opening and closing lids that you see on some of the newer silage trailers now. However, it's kind of balanced really. So yeah, I particularly like that one. The next option is the ACE10 Marston Silage trailer. This is only 20,000 litres, a bit smaller than the others. But this is my other favourite trailer. I've got two sort of joint. This one here, because this one is very similar to silage trailers that I have actually used myself quite a lot. I've spent many, many days using, weeks even, using this type of silage trailer. So yeah, this one's quite familiar to me. And then finally we have the Veenhuis W400 36,000 litre trailer. This one is just a fraction, by just a fraction, the largest of the trailers. But it's... yeah, this one is, personally for me, it doesn't stand out among the rest of them. This one here does, obviously because it's like the one that I've used previously. And this one here does because of the opening and closing gates. And then you've got this one, which again looks similar to one that I've used, but this one's definitely bigger to one that I've used before. I did use a large trailer like this just briefly, but not very much. And then you got this one here, which is kind of middle of the range of it all. So yeah, I think I've sort of thrown in something there for everybody. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now we need to change this over to, it's not big bales or bigger pallets, it's square bales. I went too far. Went too far. Square bales, there we go, right. And now if I press X and start loading, when you come up close to them, like this, it'll start loading, and it tends to sort of drop them. And if you get a little bit further away from the front of the trailer, it will just leave them magically suspended in the middle of the air. And I don't know what I'm trying to do there. It's definitely not the way to drive. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be wanting to cooperate. Let's give up trying to back this thing up, because I'm just doing it really, really badly. So if I come over here, go on, one more. I think that's it. I think we can put 6, 12, 18 bales on here. 18 is not a vast number, really, but it'll do. So let's just unload it onto the trailer and put the straps on. We don't want to be driving around without our load properly secured. And that's what we've got left. So if you go close to it, it should end up, the bales should fall down. There we go. Right, so they sort of straighten themselves out a little bit. I think really we want to consider a second trailer. I might actually do that in our next episode. We'll get a second trailer and we'll run two, just so that we can sell the bales of straw and maybe get some up for the cattle. And then once we've done that, we need to get the mowers hitched onto this tractor and we need to start doing some mowing. It's going to be very important. We're also going to have to be jumping back and forth to the combine to keep that one empty as well. I'll probably do a couple more rounds around the outside of that field, and then I will start working the land work straight up and down. Not quite sure yet, haven't decided. But anyway, we need to get this one up here, and yes, whoa! Okay, the track's a little bit rough here, and it does look like there are points where we could actually tip the trailer over. I didn't expect that, I've got to be honest. I didn't think it was rough enough that it would affect the stability of the trailer in any serious way. Hopefully it'll remain okay. Now you do have to be a little bit careful when you're approaching a sell point if you've got straps on, because it tries to do it really, really quickly. So if I just load now, no, not Z, oh, changed it, didn't I? Pallets, big bales, bigger pallets, square bales, there we go, right. Load it now, and if I come forward a little bit further, because at the moment it doesn't class them as entities, does it? And then Oh no, I need to press X again to stop it from loading. Then I can move it sideways, and if I just come forward like that, that should put it in the right place. Unload, and that sells the lot. $300 per bale, so we're at $99,300. 300, almost $400. And by the time we finish selling the rest of the straw, we should break $100,000 without too much trouble. Anyway, I have run out of time today, so I will get this one. But actually, I'm going to take this one up to the dealership, and I'm going to get another trailer so that we can get the rest of the bales sold a little bit faster. And we'll get a double trailer load, so 36 bales up to where the cattle are going to be, so that they're ready for them. Yeah, and that will be ready for tomorrow's episode. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.